There's a very specific moment I want to capture. Take it back to learning to ride a bike, or learning to swim, or like yo-yoing, or anything like that. Whatever that activity is for you. Anything that takes time and practice to achieve. Now, think about the sense of satisfaction the first time you accomplished even the easiest component of that activity. No one gave you an end goal. You decided to take it upon yourself to learn a new skill. The actual mechanical process of learning that skill as you practiced. We're talking the cycle of trying, failing, learning, and improving. Okay, so now let's take all of that, and we're gonna talk about some video games. Specifically, we're going over some games where the entire focus is on mastering the game itself. There's no goals, it's just improvement. It's just getting better. I want to make a quick distinction. This isn't talking about intrinsic motivation versus extrinsic motivation, or motivation through intrinsic rewards versus external rewards. There are plenty of games that feature intrinsic motivation that aren't about mechanically mastering it. Open world RPGs where you can tell your own story, or bullet hells where you're trying to improve your score, are intrinsically motivating, but the main focus isn't mechanically mastering the game. It's about telling a story, or beating the game, or learning patterns, or anything like that. I'm talking about self-directed improvement, self-imposed goals. Getting better isn't a means to an end. Getting better is the end.
Like, that's so smooth. Alright, so I know what my new goal is, though.
Session is a skate sim, which means it's hard. You'll spend a ton of time even feeling comfortable with the most basic of controls. This is a game where hitting something like a kickflip tail slide is an accomplishment. It's difficult, and I haven't been able to put it down. Nailing a difficult line after hundreds of tries is immensely satisfying. Session is in early access, it's stupid buggy,
What the heck did I just do?
and it's perfect for scratching that skating itch, because it honestly reminds me of learning to skate back in the day. This is a game about failing, learning, learning, and eventually just nailing it.
Like, that's so cool! Oh my god, that's so cool!
There's in-game challenges, but these only serve to teach you the mechanics of the game, like hit 50 ollies, that kind of thing. Every aspect of the game is designed around the mastery of mechanics, and then it just opens up in a sandbox for you to explore what these mechanics can lead to.
Oh, okay, game. Can I kickflip out? Sick.
As you become more adept at controlling the board, you begin to push the boundaries just a little bit more. Okay, so your right stick controls the skater's right foot, and your left stick controls the left foot. At first, simply knowing what tricks or movements require different stick motions is a lot. It's a challenge.
And so if I push up on the left stick and then flick down, you're gonna nollie. If I push back and then flick up, you're gonna ollie. If I push down and then flick to the left, heel flip, kick flip. I can rotate the bottom one, spin it this way. There we go, to like do that kind of thing. And that means if I revert like this, I now entirely have to mirror everything. And so like I'm actually pushing back on the left stick now. So it's really hard.
But then you settle down, you become comfortable with it, and you move on to grinds. And then eventually, after mastering that, you'll start to do flip tricks into grinds. And then you'll work on mastering those grinds. And then you'll do those into manuals. And then so on and so forth. And you do all of this, not because the game pushes you to that, but because you want to grow. There's no missions, there's no goals, there's not even any scores in the game. You're doing all of this and you're moving forward because of yourself.
No, we're not finding a better rail. We're doing a harder trick. And then that's why I really like this game, is that there isn't any goals yet, and so the entire thing is just like, I don't know, figure it out. I don't know if they're gonna fix the ragdoll stuff. It's kind of endearing, but every once in a while it really weirds. Oh, there we go! That felt clean. All right.
Accomplishing something you've been striving for is immensely satisfying, and putting down a line gives you a sense of accomplishment in a way very few games can. It's only focused on the immediate and what's at hand. And eventually, you'll try to add one more thing to your in-game tech repertoire, practice those mechanics, and the cycle starts anew.
The like traditional looking skate deck. Oh, that was sick. I forgot that I can do a nollie shove it. How do I do that? How did I do that? Oh god, Mongo.
In the same vein, many people find that speedrunning fills that mastery itch. For anyone unaware, speedrunning is the practice of beating a game as quick as possible. Sometimes with various rules, but it's always about speed. Now, I'm not a speedrunner, so I turned to a friend to see what they got out of all of this.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, you are there. Cool. All right. So for anybody who isn't aware, could you introduce yourself?
I'm Helix. I'm a Smash player turned speedrunner. There sure are a lot of us. Right now...
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I mainly speedrun Super Monkey Ball, at least right now. I've dabbled in a bunch of other games.
Well, aiming for a world record is the ultimate goal. Simply working on their personal time is incredibly fulfilling. Working on the mechanics of a specific menu or glitch or level or movement option, whatever, that's practice. Slowly improving at a difficult set of inputs and timings is immensely satisfying. And when it all comes together in a run, it's so good. Speedrunning is technically a competition, but for most, the drive to improve is purely a self-given directive. They aren't speedrunning for a specific goal, but for the nebulous term, improvement.
But you're not competing against a person, at least not directly. You're more competing against the game, and it's people helping each other figure out how to break the game.
Sure.
Which there's also a sense of fascination in doing this to video games, pushing them to their absolute limit.
And unless they do get a world record, those goals are entirely self-prescribed. Casual players may say that movement in a game like Mario Odyssey or Celeste or Super Monkey Ball, they might say it's fun. But when you're trying to accomplish something difficult and highly specific, it's a matter of self-control, discipline, and focus. It becomes mechanically meditative.
How would you describe your like mental space when something like that's going on?
It's almost like there isn't a mental space, which is a weird thing to say, but I mean, I completely lose track of everything else, especially because I'm so excited that usually when it happens, it's a new strat or a strat I really enjoy. Just, hey, this is super cool. I'm going to do it over and over because I want to learn it and because it's really cool. And that's all I can really think about.
I know people that have lost hours of their lives practicing the smallest chunks of a game, not because they had a goal, but because it was satisfying, relaxing, and a means to improvement. It's not about beating the game, it's about going fast.
So I can it's all about the grind.
So I originally said that this channel won't focus on esports or Smash. I lied, and I'm about to talk about both. Smash practice, or any fighting game practice really, has mechanical improvement as a core tenet. I'm going to talk about Melee and PM because they're what I know best, but improving at movement, tech skill, or a combo system is a perfect example of improving at something mechanical due to the self-driven goal of getting better. People will talk about how technical a player is in addition to talking about, defense or offense or a combo game. Here's the thing. Technical improvement takes time. You have to put in time and effort to even pull off some of this stuff ever, let alone being able to do it consistently. Working on improving movement through 20 minutes of practice is how a lot of players wind down and relax. At the beginning of learning a new game, basic movement like shuffling or wave dashing is daunting. And so you practice, begin to build up competency, and grow. Eventually, simply controlling the character on the screen becomes a form of expression. People go nuts for high-level examples of pushing game mechanics to their max. Smash has what's commonly known as tech skill videos. These are videos of players executing unique and creative mechanics, all in a row to prove that they have these on lock. Folks pop off for videos showcasing the furthest end of mechanical improvement, all because they know how much effort it takes to get to that level. And because it looks cool. I want to explicitly point something out here. Not once did a character actually fight in a fighting game. These are simply showcases of mechanical mastery, all done because they wanted to prove that they could. In Melee and PM, slick movement is its own reward. And you know how I said that these mechanical showcases are relaxing for those that put in the effort? Players will use these in order to center themselves in the middle of a real tournament match. Just like baseball players adjusting their stance every time they come up to the plate, Smash players will bring out tech skill between stocks to center themselves, because the muscle memory brings them a known consistency. This is their ritual. This is their digital yoga.
He's definitely the type of player that would get very discouraged when he's down in stocks, stuff like that. And
look, he's typically he's working on his tech skill right now because he knows he got 4 stocks, so he's doing it.
That's really funny. He's just like, all right, let me just practice. Damn, 2K literally just gonna practice tech in the middle of a tourney set.
The point I'm trying to make is that video games can function in a lot of different ways. They don't all need to be high-octane action games, and they don't even all have to have a specific goal. Some of the best games are sandboxes for you to explore the mechanics. And this exploration is deeply satisfying. Some titles, like Session, are open at their core. There's no goals, there's no objectives, it's all about self-driven improvement via mechanical meditation. Some, like speedrunning or Smash, take the core gameplay, which in this case is beat the game or beat your opponent, and they shift the focus. It's not about beating Super Monkey Ball. It's about self-improvement. And it's about beating Super Monkey Ball. It's not about winning in Smash, it's about being the best you can be and centering yourself while doing so. The act of learning and practicing in-game mechanics is the point. Simply learning and practicing these mechanics is practicing mindfulness. Games are art, it's an old argument and I don't need to rehash it. But, in the case of mechanical mastery, maybe games aren't art. Maybe you're the artist, and they're the canvas. Hey, thanks for checking this out. I got so much support for my first video, and I really want to thank you all for that. It means so much to me. If you want to catch this all live, you can find me at twitch.tv/@wisely. As a little bonus, I've put some links to my favorite tech skill videos in the doobly-doo. Be prepared for a lot of early YouTube music sensibilities. Thanks, and I'll see you all next time.